Good afternoon, guys. So I have a new camera. I think it's pretty cool. So if I look over here, that's because now I have a viewfinder. And Amelia's sleeping. Now I can finally show you guys because I'm not on my phone. See, she's sleeping. You guys can see her. She sleeps. So I have her and I'm watching her. But this video is about breastfeeding, wish I known, must-haves, yada yada yada, cheaply. So it's not like you need everything and everything in mama's house to breastfeed, because you don't. Because back in the day, what did they have? Boobs. That's it. That's all they had. Mama needs her wine. So one thing that you need that is a must is your baby. Duh, right? So that's the only thing that you technically need. But I would suggest nursing pads. So that way when you are nursing, this one, if you're nursing on the right side, the left side will start to drip. And you can tell by that, because for me anyways, this is not something that everyone has, or everyone noticed, but this is my experience with it. So when I'm nursing on one side, the other side tingles, or I can feel it, like some people say an ache or an uneasy feeling is when the other side is having a letdown. So when that letdown happens, which means, I'll leave a thing what letdown means on the side, but that just, you start dripping and dripping, and then your bra will be all wet. You'll have a wet spot all over your shirt. It'll be all ruined, especially if the first few months when your milk is coming in, you could be sleeping on your boobs and then milk will come in. And then your shirt will be all wet, your bed will be wet. So I suggest nursing pads. The ones I suggest is Lanson. Let me show you. I'll leave a picture right here. Right here, what that would look like. I suggest those because they're softer. They have the kind that's overnight versus day. And I use the overnight because why buy the day, right? I mean, you could just have the overnight and use it. I tried the Medela, but the brim around the Medela, the material, it scratches. It's a little irritating for me anyways. So that's why I suggest the Lansonoff nursing ones. And then I suggest as well, especially for the beginning, is nipple cream, breast cream, which is something that goes on your nipples, so that way it helps like the friction, and it helps ease the pain. And that's what, I suggest Medela for that one. For my baby broke out with the Lanson. I'll leave a picture right there too of the kind that she broke out on. She started getting all these little bumps around her mouth as a newborn, and so in the hospital they gave me Medela, and she didn't break out with that. So I had the little sample kit from Target that I tried, and then there's a little sample kit they give you from Medela's mom room, which I'll leave a link down below and a video to that, how to get that. That way you can try it out, so that way you're not spending all your money on it, then you find out your baby's allergic. Or some people just go organic and just use coconut oil, because that works just as well. You just lubricate it up and it's organic. You don't have to worry about your baby having any extra chemicals unless your baby is allergic to coconut oil or coconut. You have to be aware of that too. So that's what I suggest as well. And another thing is the Haka. The Haka, what it does is it suctions on, like they say this is your milk producer. What it does is sucks on like that, and it catches all the letdown. Let me show you what the Haka looks like. Here's what the Haka looks like. They come in different sizes. They come in name brand, they come in off brand, but I have two of them. This one I have for when she was just new. It's a little, as you can see, it's a little colored. It's a little tainted color because it's used. The milk after a while will start to stain it. This one is a 3-ounce milk collector. So what you do with this is you push this back like that and you squeeze it, and then when you put it on your chest, you snap it in, release the suction, and it stays on your boobage. So that way if your baby does kick, it has a pretty good hold. This one is basically the same, except for it has a suction cup at the bottom, so that way if you put it on the table it won't fall, and so that's why that's there. And then this one is a 5-ounce, so that way you got more milk coming in, yada yada. This one I use at home. I take this one to work because I have a hand pump. And so what I do suggest is also, you can get a pump that helps keep your milk producing, but you can also use a hand pump. The kind I have, I got provided to me from the hospital when I was at. So check your hospital to see if they have any freebies for you. Ask them, do they have any hand pumps that you can take home with you? And so that's what I have. I had a hand pump, so it just goes like this. It has a suction, it has the collector, and you just hand pump it. And while I'm doing that, I have this on, which is great for my job because the area that they provided me for does not have an outlet. So I couldn't bring an electrical pump because can't use it. So the hand pump works. I have an electrical pump, which for me, it may vary for you, but for me, the electrical pump does not produce as much milk as fast as the hand pump. The squeezing, and then I'm able to do the squeezing at the same time as I'm pumping the hand pump, as well as this. So if you nursing on one side, this has a suction on the other, squeeze, and it just pushes the rest of the milk out, so that way you can have it more milk in here, so that way you're empty. Because if once you're empty, then your body's telling itself, okay, there's no more milk in here, I need to make more. So since you're emptying out your boob, it tells your glands that, okay, my baby still wants more milk, my baby's still hungry. So that's the point of emptying out your boobs. So if you are having lactation issues or you're not producing as much, I would say try to empty out your boobs often. You know, so that way your body was like, okay, I need more. As well as the number one, sorry, I'm talking very fast. The number one thing I suggest, which I am at fault for, is you need to drink lots and lots and lots of water. I can't say that enough, because your body is pulling all that water out of you to feed the baby. And if you're dehydrated, then you're not producing as much milk as your body is capable of. So you want to stay hydrated. So make it a goal, make it a challenge. Okay, today I'm going to drink 2 bottles, 3 bottles of water tomorrow, 4 bottles, you know. I need to do that too, take my own advice, right? But that's what I would suggest, as well as nursing or milk bags. So especially at the beginning. So if you are nursing on one side, you expressing, pumping on the other, I would take that, that express milk, because your baby's knocked out, your baby is asleep. Take that milk, put it in the bag, zip it, put the date, time, store it away. In the freezer, deep freeze. So that way you can have it later on, just in case your milk does dry up and you want your baby to still have that nutritious breast milk, that you have it stored. And that milk is good from 6 months to a year in the freezer. So why waste it, right? So that's an important thing that I like to, you know, I still do it now, but my milk supply has regulated. And so regulated means, I'll leave it right here, but mine says regulated, so I don't produce as much as I used to at the beginning. So that's why it's important to just, whenever, even if your milk is regulated, Haka, suction, store it. One advice as well, you don't want to take your milk from nursing to freezer bag and then freezer, because something with the balance, it will messes up. So you want to take your milk, your express milk, your pump milk, from boob to refrigerator, cold, then put it in the bag to freezer. So that way it has that transition period, so you're not just freezing it. That's my opinion. I read it somewhere. And one other thing I suggest, if you do have clogged milk ducts, that's what I had at the beginning. Not so much where I had to go to the hospital or go to the doctor for it, but it was painful. Like you could feel the knots in your boobs and then where it hurts, excuse me. So what I suggest is these. This is a rice patty. So what you'll do is put this in the microwave for a little bit of time, and then you put it on the spot that hurts, massage it, or right before your baby nurse, use this to warm it up, and then you nurse and the milk flows out faster and more. That's what helps. As well as if you decide hot shower first, then nurse, or hot shower first, then pump, because that heat loosens up the milk. It makes it where it just flows naturally, just comes out faster, because the milk has two parts. It has the hind milk and the fore milk. The hind milk is, if I'm wrong, I'll leave it right here. The hind milk is the back milk, which is the fat, the thick, what your baby needs to gain weight. The fore milk is mostly the water, so that way you hydrate your baby. So when you're in the shower, it's loosening up all of that and making it more solidified, not solidified, more liquidy. As if you notice, if you put your breast milk in the freezer or in the refrigerator, and it will separate. The darker, thicker part will be at the top, and the lighter part will be at the bottom, which you can tell if you have this much at the top, that's your fat, versus this much, then that's your water. So you want, sometimes, the more you pump, the more you'll see that the fore milk or the hind milk is bigger, because the hind milk is the farther back. It's the slowest to come down. So if you got a little bit of fat milk at the top, you want to pump a little bit longer to see if you can get more of that fat hind milk. So let's see if I have covered everything. It is a lot to know about breastfeeding. Too much coffee can keep your baby up. So if you're drinking a lot of coffee, your baby will stay up, because the caffeine travels through your breast milk, which is why they say don't drink too much coffee. Don't. And if you have latching issues or latching problems, I would suggest, I forgot the name of it. I'll probably provide a link. But there is a website that you can look at that helps nursing. But what you want to do is, when your baby is newborn, is you just let your baby sit there, and the baby will find its way to your nipple, and then the suction will be good. That's my opinion. That's what happened with her. And if your baby does have a latching problem, or is like hurting you at the beginning, or even if you have latching problems, so nipple shields help. My baby at my letdown was too much, so it did not work. She did not like the nipple shield, so I just had to figure out another way. Snacks. You want to have snacks right next to your bed, snacks next to you, so that way, because when you're breastfeeding, you lose a lot of calories. You're burning calories. You're burning. So you want to make sure you have snacks. You make sure when you want to eat, because you will get tired. It drains you. So you want to have some snacks. And what I suggest is snacks that you can just grab in the middle of the night and just pop in your mouth. So I have a video on how to make some homemade oatmeal cookies that is good for milk production, and I'll leave a link down below, because that helped me at the very beginning when I was so tired. I breastfed, was tired, I didn't want to make food, so I grabbed my cookie, eat it, and it's filling because it has all this thick oatmeal, and so it helped a lot at night, and the hunger and everything. You want to get a nursing bra, one that is flexible. Mine is flexible. It crisscrosses in the front, so that way you can pull one side down, or they have the ones with the clip. I have that one too, but it's not as comfortable as a nursing, like a sports bra. So that's what I have. I'll leave a link down below for that if you're interested. I want to say breastfeeding your little one is a very important thing, in my opinion, because it reduces all kind of elements and bad things that they can develop, and like asthma, allergies. If you're sick, it helps them get better, because you are producing the antibodies for that, and their likelihood of them getting sick is decreased. So it's a whole bunch of nutritional benefits for them nursing. And I want to say, have patience with yourself, because it can be a hard journey. And if you do decide to formula feed, that's okay too. Your baby knows you love them. All they want is love, your care, your warmth. Oh, one more note. One thing that I discovered, that if you increase your skin-to-skin contact with the baby, your body will release hormones that tells it to make more milk. Fascinating, right? So, on that note, guys, this video was longer than I thought. So on that note, guys, I want to say thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.